Okay, this is my masterpiece. I have spent 4 days putting this together. When I make a video, I typically make it that same day or that same morning and I record it and it's done. This video has taken me so long to put together to script how I want to make this. Welcome to the official female manipulation matrix. This right here is the official video. You are looking at the official female manipulation matrix. This is something that has taken me 4 days to put together. This is an accumulation of over 10 years of dating experience. And this is the main difference that men don't understand, or this is the main thing that men do not understand when it comes to female nature and when it comes to attracting the right type of woman into their dating life. Men do not understand that there is a very big difference between a woman who is hot and a very big difference between a woman who is feminine. Okay, these are two different things. The more feminine the woman is, the more you are susceptible to manipulation. And this is something that most guys don't realize, or they don't recognize, or they don't have enough dating experience to even know what's going on. Okay, so let's actually dive in. So there is a difference between a woman who is hot and a woman who is feminine. This is what you have to understand. The world is full of hot women, okay, but this has nothing to do with how feminine she is. Women who know how to curate an illusion of femininity, all those things that make you gravitate towards her. Okay, maybe she seems really shy, she seems really quiet, okay, she maybe does not post very much on social media, and she seems very to herself, she seems very sweet, she seems very caring. Okay, what this does is this makes a man lower his guard. Listen to me very closely. There is a very big difference between a woman who is hot and a woman who is feminine. The world is full of hot women, but this has nothing to do with how feminine she is. Now, here's what you have to know. Hot women are attractive and appealing. You look at her and you go, wow, she's so hot. Okay? But feminine women will subconsciously get you to lower your guard. You are susceptible to falling in love. And these women right here are going to be the hardest to deal with, because what these women are constantly doing is exercising different layers and levels of manipulation. Okay, listen to me closely. Exercising different layers of manipulation to get you, to get your mind, and to get your heart in order to weaken you. This is the downfall of most men right here, is running across a woman who is hot, but also feminine. These women know how to play the most amount of games, and these women right here can completely ruin your life if you are not aware of this. So you'll naturally be nicer to the feminine woman, as you'll feel that she's different. Oh, she's different. Oh, she's not like all the other women. Oh, no, she could do no harm. There's no way she would ever cheat. There's no way that she is potentially messaging other men in her direct messages. No. She's different. I can treat her differently. This one I can love. Okay? See, this is what you don't understand. Let me give you a recap. So this is a scale of 1 to 10 when it comes to how hot they are. This is a scale of 1 to 10 when it comes to how feminine they are. So here's what you have to understand. This zone right here, 8 to 10, okay? This is not what you have to worry about. Okay? It's women who are in this zone of 8 to 10, and they're also a 9 or a 10 level feminine. Because right here, okay, this level of femininity, this is the highest form of manipulation. And most men don't understand this until they put that woman in the wife category, and then they start to see exactly what they're signing up for slowly. Okay? Slowly, you're going to watch the shift as the games start to go up. So this woman over here, who's just very hot, you don't have to worry about this one, right? And even subconsciously, she's giving off a different image to you. Maybe she is posting a lot on social media. Maybe she is constantly taking provocative photos. You're going to look at her and naturally operate with a level of, I don't want to say distrust, but she's not going to be able to work into your heart as easy. You see what I'm saying? This is not the woman that you have to worry about, because this woman is overt. She knows that she's hot and she's overt about it, right? It's the woman who's covert. It's the woman who's feminine. It's the woman who's hot, okay, but she acts as if she doesn't know it. It's the woman who's super hot, but she's very to herself. It's a woman who's super hot, but she's shy, quiet, and she has an illusion of femininity that gets you to lower your guard. So I'm glad that we got that out of the way. This is the first thing that we have to address. Now let's actually go on to the official female manipulation matrix. So this is the entire axis, right? On the left side, you have how hot she is, okay? And on the bottom, you have how feminine she is. Okay, so what do each of these axes mean? So how hot she is, this is your initial interest level. Okay, when you look at her, you say, wow, she's so hot. This is your initial interest level. Okay, now how feminine she is, this axis right here, this is your probability of falling in love and lowering your guard until she takes her whole heart, bites it in half, and then crushes you without you even realizing it. Okay, this is slow, right? This is a slow death of your ego and everything that's involved with who you thought you were, okay? The feminine woman operates completely different. The feminine woman is operating based on an illusion, okay? It's very covert, it's hidden, and her nature is concealed. This is two completely different things, okay? So, how hot she is, this is your initial interest level. How feminine she is, right? This is really, to sum this up, do you put her in the wife category or not? Big difference between the two. Now, okay, let's look at each of these categories. So I have 3 main categories, and then what we're going to do is we're going to look at the outliers. So category number 1, okay, I call this the 5 and 5, okay? 5 hot, 5 feminine. What can you expect in this zone, okay? Overall, you can expect in this zone what I call a reciprocation of interest, okay? This woman right here, if you show her interest and intent, and you do all the right things on paper that a masculine man should do. Hi, pretty lady. I picked you up at this time. I set the date at this time. I led. I made sure that I was here for you. I can protect and I can provide. Look how good I am. You can typically get a smile out of them with a reciprocation of interest. Okay? That reciprocation of interest means that they are willing to engage into those dates and into those relationships with you, and it's probably going to be pretty smooth. Okay? So, she is the most human when it comes to how she acts, okay? Reciprocation of interest, she's the most human. What that means is she takes a shit and she acts like it, okay? And she's okay with you knowing that. That's what a 5 and 5 is. That's category number 1. You can typically operate here in the safe zone, okay? But just always be aware that this woman is hypergamous too, okay? However, this is going to be a good zone for most guys to operate in. Now, I know a lot of you out there, right? You're going to say, well, I want women who are hotter. Well, okay. Just understand that you got to know what you're signing up for. We'll get to that in just a little bit. Now, zone number 2, I call this the 7 and 7, right? The 7 zone, right? 7 hot, 7 feminine. What is this? She knows that she's attractive, but this woman doesn't carry an ego with it, right? She doesn't act like she's better than everybody, and she doesn't feel the need to curate a false illusion of femininity just to hide her actually sour attitude that she has, okay? And what she's doing is she will typically operate on a fair game, right? Like if you show her interest and intent, she will show you some interest and intent back. This is the main difference between the 5 and 5 and the 7 and 7, okay? This right here, when she's operating in this zone, she's more hypergamous, okay? And what that means is she wants to start to actually win you over, okay? When I say she wants to start to win you over, that means this woman right here is attractive enough and feminine enough where she wants to have somewhat of a pursuit or of a chase where she feels as if she has to win that man over. This is also the zone where you're going to notice they'll say things like, I don't want to have to ever pursue a man. If he liked me, he would show it. These are the women who are going to say these things, but this right here is going to be the zone where their actions show the exact opposite. This right here is going to be the zone where they start to really want to pursue and start to want to lock down that one guy who maybe is not as available as a guy who operates like he's just used to women in the 5 to 5 category. Okay? A little bit different here. So let me give you an example. Now, what can you expect from the 7 and 7 zone? This is going to be your hygienists, your nurses, your baristas. This is going to be fairly attractive women who typically fall into this category. You can usually find them with between 1,000 to 3,000 followers on social media. They usually have a semi-active dating app life. And these are women that you can actually kind of get to know on a person-to-person level. Now, let's get into the danger zone. The danger zone right here is where these women are only dealing with men of status. These women are only going to be dealing with men who do not reciprocate interests. These are going to be the women over here who their first initial glance, they're looking at how tall he is, his V-taper, they're looking at how much money he makes, how high his social status is, and most importantly of all, she is looking at how many other women that are also attractive in this category right here between the 7 to 7 and the 10 to 10 also find you attractive. This woman is extremely hypergamous. This woman wants the best bang for her buck that she can get because she knows that she's hot. But she's going to hide that from you. This is going to be so covert. This is going to be so sneaky you'll never see it. Now, the 10 to 10 zone. This is going to be 10 hot and 10 feminine. When I say 10 feminine, it's going to look like this, okay? See, here's what you have to understand. It's not the woman who's super hot that you have to worry about that's constantly posting that she's hot on social media. This woman doesn't work into your subconscious mind the same way. It's the woman who looks like this. I'll put up 2 pictures right here. It's the woman who you categorize in this category, the wife category, right? 10 hot, 10 feminine. Okay? Everything perfect, but she operates with an illusion of femininity. You could see this woman and you making food together, going on vacation together, kissing, cuddling, watching a movie. This is a woman where you would want to show your friends how beautiful she is and how nice she is. This is a woman right here that you want to bring around your family. This is a woman that you walk through the streets with when you're going to a movie or when you're going to the shopping mall and you feel like a winner. Let me explain this one to you, okay? Now, this one appears to be as loyal as a golden retriever, okay? You're going to tell yourself, I can have a real relationship with this one, right? The persona that she's going to give off is going to be shy, quiet, to herself, smart, right? Not really big into the social life or drinking or a big party atmosphere. This woman's very feminine. Appears as loyal as a golden retriever. The persona, the clothing, what you have to be aware is that everything is an illusion. She's wearing the right things, doing the right things to appear real, okay? You're not going to see fake nails and fake hair typically. You're not going to see lip injections and all that stuff. This woman understands how to give the illusion of natural femininity. Okay? Keep this in mind. Now, with this woman, what you have to understand is the games will start right away. The games start right away, and it's usually with the phone. It's usually with time delays, and she's reciprocating interest, but the problem is that it's at such a awkward pace or an unplanned pace, you can't necessarily read her interest level. And you can't necessarily read what she is expecting out of this. So keep in mind, the games start right away and it's usually with the phone. Now here's what you have to understand about this zone. The reason why this is the danger zone is because any care or reciprocation of interest and they are completely gone. This is going to be the woman where you see her for anywhere from 2 to 6 months and things are perfect and you reciprocate her interest level where you think that both of you can now be happy and she's completely gone. And because they're so covert, they're so hidden with their intent, they're so quiet, you can never actually read what is actually going on. So any care or reciprocation of interest and they're gone. Okay, here's what I can tell you with this category right here. You damn near have to cheat or have the ability to cheat with women who are at their current level of attractiveness or higher in order for them to really respect you. These are going to be your 3 main base categories, the 5 to 5, the 7 to 7, and the 10 to 10. Now, let's look at the outliers. The outliers are a bit different. So, these axes you can kind of play with to where you find the woman is kind of fitting into this whole axis, but here's what I can tell you, okay? Let's just look at this first outlier. The first outlier would be like a 9 or 10 hot, okay, and a 2 feminine. Okay, this is going to be the woman that you really would like to be with, maybe for a few dates or something like that. But this is not the type of woman who's able to work into your heart the right way. This isn't the type of woman who she's able to be looked at differently and put into the wife category. So she's going to have a different effect on your subconscious. These types of women who are super hot, they typically really like social media. They'll typically have a lot of followers. They're typically gorgeous. Okay, but they're very overt with their intent. And what that means is you can see like they're typically a bit more masculine, but you won't actually love her. This is where you're going to see the fake hair, the fake nails, the breast augmentations, the fake lashes. This is going to be that category or that zone typically for most guys, okay, that you're going to see when you're interacting with women on this level. Now, let's look at the second layer of the second outlier. The second outlier would be this zone over here. We're talking like maybe a 4 to 6 hot, but a 10 plus feminine, okay? These types of women over here, they're going to be all about God. They want a couple kids typically. There's no ego attached. You look at them and you say they'd make a great wife one day, but here's the problem. The problem here is you're going to always wonder if you could get hotter, if you could get a hotter woman when they're in this category. This is the second type of outlier. Now, here's what you have to remember, okay? So this woman right here who's a 4 to 6 hot and a 10 plus feminine, if this woman was a 10 hot, okay, if she happened to be up here, a 10 hot and a 10 feminine, you have to know that she would just act exactly like this woman right here. So what are the key takeaways? What am I getting at? Okay, the key notes is this. Women use their looks to get you in the door. Women use their femininity and illusion of innocence to get your heart. And once they have this and you fully love them, they will completely pull back and destroy you. And you can see this at every level. It doesn't matter if it's 2 months in. It doesn't matter if it's 2 years in. It doesn't matter if it's 20 years in and now she wants a divorce. Okay? This right here is going to be something that every man really has to understand, because here's the thing. Men are typically deceived. So based on what's placed in front of you with your eyes, okay, is going to typically alter your mood and how you feel about her. And she knows this. She's going to see that you carry yourself with a different perception or a different perspective of her. Keep that in mind. Women use their femininity and illusion of innocence to get your heart. Now, what do you have to do no matter who you're dealing with? You have to act like you're God's gift to earth, or most of them will not respect you, okay? I would even say as far as this, you need to act like you're God's gift from earth, or none of them will respect you. You have to remember this, hypergamy is always watching, and she wants the best that she can get. You need to always position and frame yourself as if it would be a win for her to potentially have the opportunity or the option to be with you. So, key takeaways from this whole video. First and foremost, all of them are attracted to the same things. All of them. And that would be men with higher dating value than themselves. That's what all of them are attracted to. Okay? Now, all of them are also turned off by the same things. That would be women less hot just end up staying with the guys who do things that turn them off because they aren't beautiful enough to get a more attractive man or to have more attractive options. But just because she's staying with that guy doesn't mean that she's happy. Okay? Because you have to understand this. They are all turned off by the exact same things. Over-attachment, you falling in love, and you treating her differently or thinking that she's different. So, femininity is an illusion, okay? Like a wolf in sheep's clothing. So here's what I'm here to tell you. You cannot have a relationship with someone where the more you like them, the less they automatically like you. And this is why men seeking love or men seeking companionship are always burned in the relationship. And they always get left because they don't understand a woman's root nature or a female nature for what it is. Okay? So this is what I can tell you. When I say the 10 to 10, this is an illusion of femininity. Here's what you have to understand. If you wake up one day and you go to the pet store and you say, I want a pet. But let's say the only thing I'm selling at this pet store is a rattlesnake. That rattlesnake's going to bite you. It doesn't matter how well you treat that rattlesnake will eventually bite you. Okay? Now, here's where men don't understand this. If I take a golden retriever costume and I put it over top of that rattlesnake, it's still a rattlesnake. But you treat it differently because you fall for the illusion. And that's exactly what femininity is an illusion to weaken you so you lower your guard. This is the official female manipulation matrix. I hope that one day as you get older, you share this with your kids one day if you have them. Share this with your sons. Share this with your father. Share this with your uncle who's divorced. Share this with your brother. In fact, share this with the whole world. Men need to know and men need to understand this because I'm here to help all of you master some elite level game. And I believe that I teach this better than anybody. Hit the like button, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.